Good evening, fans, and welcome to tonight's broadcast here on the Elite Racing Network of the Stay Tuned Sports Truck Series, the Wayward Sun 135 from the virtual Kansas Speedway. I'm Zach Evans. I'll be calling tonight's broadcast with Dave Huckleberry producing tonight's festivities. 135 miles, 90 laps here at Kansas Speedway. Qualifying just wrapped up. We'll be taking a look at the starting lineup here shortly. Here it is. On the pole, Jesse Racimus clocking in at 31.943 seconds. Ethan Burrell qualifying second. Tyler Fode third. Jeff Green fourth. Tate Lytle fifth. Chase Cabry sixth. Your points leader coming into the night. Ty McIntosh seventh. Andrew Rucker eighth. Dustin Dewar 9th. Michael Hossack is in 10th. Seth Rawls lines up 11th. And David Westergreen rounds out the top 12.
13th position is Leighton Norgard. 14th, Joe Francis. Thomas Coonan, a rookie, in 15th. Mark Murphy joining us tonight in 16th. Brandon Key in 17th. Connor Thompson, 18th. Mark Rebelis, 19th. Gavin Hibbs, another rookie, 20th. Cody McCorkle, 21st. Gerald Campbell, 22nd. Andrew Hardcastle, 23rd. Christopher Melton, 24th.
25th will be Robert Hill. Caleb Pecumer lining up 26th. Jake Scarborough, 27th. Brandon Hinton will be 28th. Carlos Acosta qualifies 29th. Josh Freed, 30th. Dylan Javier, 31st. Dave Carpenter, 32nd. Frank Fode, 33rd. Sam Boutwell, 34th. Michael Goodman, 35th, and Randy Knadel is 36th.
And rounding out the field, Robert Smith in 37th, Kyle Hanshaw in 38th, Jaden Racimus in 39th, Michael Klein 40th, Mitch Javier in 41st, Raymond Hanneman in 42nd, Kendall Noah Player in 43rd, and Harrison Talon, I believe, is the one who will go home.
He is indeed the driver going home. Did not register a lap time in qualifying. He will not be part of this race. A couple of housekeeping notes. Ethan Burrell, Randy Knadel receiving into the line penalties for the start of this race. Improper contingencies on those vehicles, so they will be going to the rear of the field. I'm also taking a quick look here, trying to locate Sam Boutwell. Did answer the call. He did lose connection after his qualifying lap that put him 34th, was able to reconnect in time to join the field for this pace lap, so he will start where he qualified. So that's the stage set for tonight's Wayward Sun 135 here at Kansas. Field will be getting the green flag this time by. As the field works its way through the starting zone, and we are underway here at Kansas. Jesse Racimus will lead the field down into turn number one. He'll get clear of Jeff Green. Jeff Green in the 38 alongside Tyler Cody. Tyler Cody's going to rip the bottom and get up into the second position here on the start. And immediately Cody's also going to go for the lead, looking to the inside of Jesse Racimas here through turns 3 and 4. Out of turn 4, side by side for the lead. Fody dipping all the way down to the edge of the grass. You'll see a lot of that, especially on fresh tires here tonight. Side by side into turn number 1 they go. Cody's just barely speaking out of advantage, but can he clear Racimas? Yes. Tyler Fody to the lead here at Kansas. Behind that, you see Chase Cabry. On the inside in that black 39 truck, he's got to try to work his way up to the 3rd spot and then pull alongside Jesse Racimas as well. One thing that'll be interesting as this race begins to play out here. From a fuel standpoint, it's pretty easily a one-stop race. However, there's pretty considerable tire fall-offs. It'll be interesting to see how these guys charging hard here and picking up positions. How many of them are keeping their tires in mind? How many of them will be regretting these early moves? 3 sets of tires available in the pits if we do get some cautions to change those out. There, of course, the halfway bonus point awarded, playoff point awarded at the end of lap 45 tonight.
A lot of lanes here at Kansas, kind of all over the track. Is there a preferred one, or?
I think on the fresh tires, the bottom is the preferred line, but being able to hold the bottom as the tires wear is going to be tricky. That's when you really got to start seeing guys move around. And honestly, the top can hold its own fairly well here. In probably some of the more higher horsepower vehicles, the top would actually be the preferred line, but these trucks with the less horsepower and the extra downforce tend to prefer the bottom line early in a run. And that's what we're seeing, these front runners right along that bottom, at least early on here. Tyler Fody leading the way. A little further back here, we have a battle for the 8th position. David Westergreen in that white and blue number 18 on the outside. Dustin Dewar into 32. Which is funny, of course, for those who tuned into the Simply Racing podcast and watched Dusty Dewar take on the gauntlet in that episode. You know, he was asked if he's ever had any bitter feuds, and he said, you know, he tries not to get into grudges and things like that, but there was one particular summer where it seemed like no matter how hard they tried, him and David Westergreen couldn't get off of each other, and there they are, right next to each other at the start of this race, but so far no issue. And there's those lanes you were talking about, the 75 of Ty McIntosh ripping against the fence and moving into the top 10 around Dustin Dewar. Leighton Norgard was in the middle of that sandwich in the 12 truck. Back up front, side by side for second, Chase Cabry into 39, Jesse Racimas in the 70. Yeah, I think Andrew Rucker might be... Andrew Rucker, I think, got a piece of the wall there on his way into turn 1. Nevertheless, keeps the momentum rolling. Now he's got to try to cut underneath Chase Cabry and challenge for that 3rd position. While Jesse Racimas is having thoughts of getting underneath Tyler Fody, who has now moved to that top line.
Almost looks a little bit like that marble race that Gerald runs podcast. For the marbles just go everywhere.
It does. Everywhere. And now right there you see Fody right back to the bottom. You're going to see these guys moving around looking for speed wherever they can find it. Kansas definitely one of the driver's tracks here on iRacing. Chase Cabry now going upstairs, looking for a little bit of speed in that 39 Ford. And now he's got to try to move alongside Jesse Racimas here as they go into turn number 1. Can he get the run off the corner? Obviously, that's the advantage of running the high side. It's the longer way around, but you're able to keep up more speed and try to use that to your advantage on corner exit.
Jeff Green looking to get all involved there.
Yeah, he's hanging around here at the start of this one as we start lap 11. Chase Cabry moves his way up to second. And now Jeff Green's got to try and get in on the action and move into the third spot. But he's got Andrew Rucker and Tate Lytle close behind him as well. Jeff Green gets clear of Jesse Racimas. Now Andrew Rucker's got to try to work that high side. You see Jeff Green move right back down to the bottom after he gets around Jesse Racimas. Andrew Rucker is able to get around. And now it's got to be tight going into turn one. Andrew Rucker works his way to the outside Jeff Green. Jeff has to give him the lane. Jeff got a really good run on the bottom there in 1 and 2. He's able to get back in front of Andrew Rucker and hold on to that third spot for now. As we go on board with the number 64 of Andrew Rucker. You can see ahead of him Tyler Fody all the way to the bottom, but most guys not using as much of that apron as they move later on in the run. Gets tricky as the tires get hotter and slicker. Tyler Fode's still comfortable going down there. Most of these front runners running right up against the fence right now, but I mean, you've seen just in these first 13 laps, they move high, they move low, wherever they can find the speed as this run wears on. And Andrew Rucker, I think, was in the wall there. And that'll cost him the 4th spot to Tate Lytle. Rucker soaring ever higher, but he flew too high.
Kansas reference number 1.
There you go. There you go. Still holding on to the 5th spot after that. Further back, we're taking a look at Mark Murphy, who has swapped out the race control headset for a driver's suit tonight. Driving that number 69 truck.
Try to find some battles here back through the pack. Dustin Dewar and Leighton Norgard.
Dustin Dewar. Yep, right on the edge of that top 10. You also see Joe Francis behind them. Joe Francis, of course, winner the last time we saw the Truck Series in action at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Michael Hossack getting involved in this battle as well. Hossack taking the high side alongside Joe Francis right now.
All gapped out up front, so
moving just a little bit for, oh! I think I saw a puff of smoke there. I think we're good, but maybe somebody got a piece of the wall just in front of the battle you had tuned into with Gerald Campbell. Now we move further up. This is Tate Lytle and David Westergreen. That is a battle for 6th. Lytle in the 56, Westergreen in the 18. Gets a little out of shape on corner exit there. That's going to allow the 10 truck of Seth Rawls to close in a little bit. Meanwhile, you see there, Chase Cabry in second, but Jeff Green closing in, trying to make a battle out of that. Green running more of a middle line right now, not all the way to the bottom, but a little bit lower, trying to get some clean air on the nose of that Chevrolet. One good thing about all these lanes, you tend to see longer green flag runs here at Kansas. Guys can really move around. They don't have to root and gouge for that one preferred line, and tends to produce good, clean, hard racing here at Kansas. As we look back, this is a side-by-side. Jesse Racimas 4th. Andrew Rucker 5th. Tate Lytle 6th. Rucker leaning in on Jesse Racimus, but here comes Tate Lytle looking to the inside. Can he get the run off the corner, off that bottom lane? Couldn't quite get alongside Rucker there, but definitely a good run as now Rucker will pull alongside Racimus and move into the 4th spot. It's thrown a slider in front of him, but he's in the wall. And now Lytle's got to get the 2 for 1. Move Tate Lytle up to 4th as now Racimus and Rucker battle for 5th side by side. I'm telling you, Rucker has used up the right side of that number 64 already, but he has not batted an eye. Still working that high side for everything it's worth. Trying to hold off Jesse Racimus here in the 70. Side by side still. Now Andrew Rucker will get a little bit of separation and pull in front of the 70 truck. So now hopefully they'll be able to settle into a little bit of a groove. Oh, Dustin Dewar, we just got a glimpse of him getting a piece of the wall. He keeps it moving, but he's got to lose several spots here. There you see the 07 of Thomas Coonan go by, the 21 of Brandon Key, the 00 of Gerald Campbell had also gotten by there. Dewar's got to hang tough on the outside of Thomas Coonan. That's going to be 13th, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct.
Here you see Coonan into Street Limit Racing number 07. Just behind that, Jake Scarborough got a little bit out of shape, but he keeps it gathered up. Right back on the attack. Now we move a little further ahead. On the bottom, Joe Francis up top, David Westergreen battle for 7th here as we work lap 24. And we have a caution. We'll have to see what the cause of this incident is. On lap 24, our first caution of the evening. There's a truck stop. That is the 92 of Gavin Hibbs.
Go to the Mark Rebelus replay machine and see what we can find.
Hibbs, top 10 finisher at Indy in the last race, gets up in the wall and then just can't quite keep it pointed the right direction. I'm going to give him some credit, though. I think there was definitely a point in that where he had a chance to save it and realized if it went wrong, he was going to be spinning in front of a whole bunch of drivers. You saw, I believe that was Frank Fody underneath him. That could be a lot worse than it was, and Gavin did a pretty good job of minimizing the damage both to himself and to his fellow competitors there. I imagine 25 laps in here, we're going to see pretty much everybody come to pit road. We'll see. Yes. This is pretty much a driver's meeting on pit road.
Yep, nobody stayed out so far. Right? If anybody does, it'd be Robert Hill, right?
Man, it'd be brave to stay out here. 92, of course, receiving the tally from race control. No surprise there. We'll watch the race off pit road. I believe Robert Smith may have missed his box. He went... oh, no, he was actually coming out. He was already on pit road. Okay. And Tyler Fody won the race off pit road. So before we get started, how about we pay some bills, Dave?
All right, we'll do that.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Technology Raceway on June 1st and 2nd, 2024. The time to get your tickets is now. For only $10 down, you can lock in your seats for an incredible weekend of family fun, featuring the Enjoy Illinois 300 and the Confluence Music Festival. Racing, music, camping, it all adds up to one amazing party. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
Field doubled up for the restart here at Kansas. Tyler Fody, Tate Lytle got to be on the front row for this restart. Pace car pulls off. Pulling into the restart zone. Tyler Fody gets the launch, and we are back underway here in the Wayward Sun 135 at Kansas. Fody gets out front, Tate Lytle underneath, or rather Chase Cabry underneath Tate Lytle for the second spot. Cabry's got to get clear and move into second. Behind that, Tate Lytle now under pressure from Jeff Green for the third spot. Green's got to make the
contact back there. Leighton Norgard.
Norgard in the wall. Oh, and a couple more get collected there. The caution will come out.
Ooh.
Oh, they're still hitting the wall. Michael Klein with a hard shot there. We'll have to take a look at the replay, see what happened here. So this is Leighton Norgard gets into the wall, and then the 07 really nowhere to go gets into him. And then that collects the 22 of Andrew Hardcastle. Oh, and there the 30
contact.
Or,
Randy Knadel.
Yeah, Randy Knadel got that piece. So I'm wondering, as there's Thomas Coonan. I'm wondering right here, so he gets into the 22 of Hardcastle. Norgard given the tally for the incident. And there's right there where Hardcastle gets clipped by Knadel, and then that's also how Michael Klein gets involved. Oh, and the 88 gets into Coonan there at the very end.
Back it up here and go on board with, This is that one, but
yeah, he guessed right the first time, but then Andrew Hardcastle sliding back down the track in front of him. There you see Michael Klein, probably night over for him. You see that smoke trailing behind the 06. We'll see what his perspective of the incident was. They're checking up in front of him. Oh, Dave Carpenter gets sent through for a slide through the grass there in the stack up. That might have been the best case scenario for him, though. It kept him from being mixed up in this. It looks like Klein may have blinked out, or at least Dave lost sight of him. And then right here, just couldn't quite get away from that 22 after it got deflected down the track. And that's a hard. Oh wow, you can see the damage to the right front as well. And there went the 59 of Caleb Pecumer, who is probably still not sure how he missed that. We'll see on board Caleb Pecumer. So there's the wreck. You get, oh, let me go this way then. Oh, hey, there's another one.
Yeah, he didn't have much choice there.
No, pretty much every time he went somewhere, somebody else appeared, but with a little bit of vision, a little bit of pressing of the middle pedal, he gets through it all right. Connor Thompson. He's able to work his way through this. You know, he probably clinched up a little bit when he saw that 06 hit the wall. Is it got to come back down the track and get me? Fortunately, did not. So, I think we're about ready for a restart here. "32 laps on the board, going to restart to start lap 33. The green flag is out. Tyler Fody, Chase Cabry on the front row. Tyler Fody going to get the upper hand on the restart. Chase Cabry on the inside, Jeff Green as they make their way through 1 and 2. And
caution again.
The caution is back out. We've already heard at least one driver's opinion of what happened there. Here's a look at the Mark Rebel's replay machine. I believe that we are on board with the 58 of Mitch Javier, a little bit of contact.
Michael Hossack.
And that clips the 75 of Ty McIntosh. Oh, and Randy Canadal gets another one. Yeah, it looked like the middle was going to be just fine right up until it wasn't.
Involved in that, Ty McIntosh is also involved.
Ty McIntosh got in that. Just almost made it through. Got clipped in the right rear. And he towed immediately from that spot, so he must have had some significant either engine damage or right front damage. We see Mitch Javier make his way to pit road.
Well, I can read some sponsor ads now.
Yeah, let's do that.
We are the Stay Tuned Sports Truck Series, so we're sponsored by Stay Tuned Sports Podcast. Stay Tuned Sports was started in 2016 by two friends, even though hating each other's teams, with the purpose of producing a sports show like no other. They wanted to create a show that would cover all major sports with a little bit of comedy mixed in. Stay Tuned Sports releases weekly episodes covering the NFL, the NHL, Major League Baseball, and even some college football. So if you're looking for some hot takes mixed in with good ball busting, then this is the show for you. Stay Tuned Sports, your home for sports nonsense. Premier sponsors, Blue Egg Marketing. Blue Egg is the marketing department for small businesses. Small business owners, Blue Egg is your biggest fan. Catalyze strengths, creativity. We help businesses punch above their weight class. And finally, Worldwide Technology Raceway. Worldwide Technology Raceway is a motorsport racing facility in Madison, Illinois, just east of St. Louis, Missouri. It features a 1.25-mile NASCAR Cup Series oval. It also hosts the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series and the NTT IndyCar Series. It has a 2-mile infield road course used by Trans Am, SCCA, and Porsche Club of America, a quarter-mile NHRA drag strip that hosts the Midwest Nationals event, and the Kartplex, a state-of-the-art karting facility. Those are all our sponsors for this evening, Zach.
There you have it. Thank you to our partners here on the Elite Racing Network.
Looks like we got Ty McIntosh has joined us in the waiting room.
Yeah, we could bring him in. Ty McIntosh involved in that latest incident here. Ty, what happened from your perspective?
I got jump scared and hooked. I couldn't see anything. Next thing I know, I'm getting tugged to the outside wall, so it was a little scary. I looked at the replay. It just looked like I think it was the 58 checked up, and the 24 wasn't able to really react in time. So it's a racing incident, nothing too bad, just a little frustrating.
Definitely been a rough start to the season. Early, the 40th at Indy got to be another finish less than you'd hope for tonight. What's it got to take to, obviously the obvious, don't get caught up in other people's messes, but what's it got to take to kind of turn this around moving forward?
Truthfully, I think this is a series that's really just for fun for me. I think my big focuses are definitely Grand National and Cup. I've had some fun. Indy was not too bad. We were running decent, and like you mentioned, just got caught up in somebody else's mess. But I think luck, truthfully, qualified pretty well. I was 7th, and then I think story of the night's been everybody hitting the outside wall. Gavin did it, but is okay, thankfully. So pancaked it a couple times. Thought I had damage and didn't. So I just gotta stop making mistakes, and I wouldn't put myself in situations where I'm gonna get murdered. But yeah, it's luck, probably.
Well, that's definitely part of it, Ty. Sorry you're out, but thanks for jumping in, and hope to see you next time out.
Thank you.
So that's Ty McIntosh, fresh out of the virtual infield care center as we get ready for the restart here. We'll try this again. Starting lap 38, Tyler Fody, Chase Cabry on the front row for this restart. Make their way towards the restart zone. Tyler Fody's gonna get the jump and pull out in front. Jeff Green got to try and follow him through the... We are under caution again.
Well, let's see what the... Leighton Norgard, maybe?
Leighton Norgard is once again involved, it would appear. So obviously, when you see the caution that early, it means we had a stack up on the restart of some category. Oh no. Leighton probably never even saw that.
It looks like that started up with a 16.
So yeah, that's where... Ugh. The hook right into the 16. Oh.
Race control
so
with a little editorial comment.
We just, yes, yep. So I think from what you're seeing there, at least in the eyes of race control, is it's yes, the green flag was out, but you cannot drive through the person in front of you at the restart. Certainly the 16 was going a little bit slower than the 58 anticipated. And there was a gap in front of the 16, but it's not like the people in front were going that much faster. I wouldn't even go as far as to say the 16 spun his tires or anything like that.
Try it again. Run down through the field here. Tyler Fody.
Well,
Followed by Jeff
now,
Green.
did Chase Cabry come to pit road here?
I think he did. I think they're saying maybe he took a quick bathroom break, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, he did not take tires. If that was a bathroom break, he went very quickly. I'm gonna be real honest. So I guess maybe he topped off for fuel, but I don't know. I don't have the numbers. I feel like with the cautions we've gotten, I don't feel like fuel's an issue unless we go into overtime. But maybe I'm wrong. Which I don't know. When did we pit last? When did most people pit last?
25. Lap 25.
Okay, so that would be kind of borderline. Although we have gotten a few several caution laps since then. So maybe that gives Chase a little bit of peace of mind, especially if we go to overtime. If we were to go green from here.
Carlos Acosta up in the top 10.
How about Carlos Acosta in the top 10? Making his first start of the season. Frank Fody in 11th. Cody McCorkle, 12th. Chris Melton. Josh Freed. You know, Chris Melton runner-up at Indy. Mark Reblos up to 15th. Dusty Dewar, the Dragon, running 16th. Jaden Racimas, 17th. Brandon Key, 18th. Kyle Hanshaw, 19th. Caleb Becumer up into the top 20. Chase Cabry after that splash of fuel. Raymond Hanneman, our Daytona winner. Not the effort he was looking for at qualifying, but he's worked his way up to 22nd. Brandon Hinton, 23rd. Dylan Javier, 24th. Sam Boutwell, 25th. Ethan Burrell is back in the 27th position. Did he pit?
Let's see. Ethan Burrell. Yeah, he came in lap 39. Yes, he did.
Gotcha. Okay. Mark Murphy, 29th.
So all these guys came in 39, yep.
Okay, gotcha. Joe Francis, 31st. Michael Hossack, 32nd. Leighton Norgard, 33rd. And there's Gavin Hibbs. He must have... Okay, so these guys are literally exiting the pits now. Probably came down for one last splash.
They came down about 2 laps later, for lap 41.
There you go. Connor Thompson, Randy Knadel. As we get ready for the restart here. Tyler Fody, Jeff Green on the front row for this one as they make their way towards the restart zone. Fody on the outside. Jumps on the loud pedal. And at the very least, the battle for that halfway point. 3 laps away from that being awarded. Tyler Fody getting out front. Jeff Green clear to second. Tate Lytle on the inside. Jesse Racimas in the battle for third. There you see those two, and Seth Rawls trying to find a hole, running that 10 truck into the top 5. Gerald Campbell, Andrew Rucker all trying to join the party. David Westergreen on the bottom. Not sure Seth Rawls. Up front, Jeff Green. Is he going to lead this lap? Yes. But still needs to get to the end of 45 as the leader for that bonus. Green to the bottom. Lytle up top. Green clears or excuse me, Fody off of turn 2. And it looks like Jeff Green is going to be the recipient of that halfway point. So now we can look back at some of this great racing further back with Jeff Green out to the lead. Here you see David Westergreen, Gerald Campbell battling for 6th. Man, it's high, low everywhere. You see just in front of them, Jesse Racima, Seth Rawls. Battle for 4th. Andrew Rucker getting around David Westergreen. Jesse Racimus ripping the bottom alongside Seth Rawls. Oh, that got tied out turn 2. Seth Rawls running that high line. He's going to get around Jesse Racimus, who's now under pressure from Gerald Campbell.
Oh, caution.
Caution. That is the 54 truck of Christopher Melton.
And a 3 wide.
Well, yeah, it worked fine for the last lap at Atlanta. Well, they got away from the 3 wide there, but I believe the 57 of Dylan Javier just got into the wall and then bounced, deflected down into Chris Melton. And that was all she wrote.
Everybody else stayed out of it.
Tough break for Christopher Melton in that 54 truck. So Jeff Green leading the way after taking the lead just before the halfway mark. We'll see, obviously, we saw some of those drivers pit last caution.
Like he's coming to pit lane.
Going to lead the charge down pit road.
Bodie stays out. David Westergreen stays out. Like Frank Fode's going to stay out. Dustin Doer. Jaden Racimus. And, of course, from Chase Cabry on back. Once we've already stopped.
So we'll see how this plays out. Obviously, the guys staying out, hoping they've gotten enough caution to manage the fuel situation and haven't put enough laps on their tires that they can hold their own. We'll see. It looks like Cody McCorkle may have actually been the first one off of pit road with fuel only. Jeff Green, it appears, took 2 tires and left pit road just behind Cody. So a couple of different strategies, even with the drivers who pitted. It's going to be very interesting. Well, I say that. If we get some green flag racing, it'll be interesting to see how these strategies play out. I may have jinxed it. I said, typically we get nice long green flag runs at Kansas because everybody can run several different lines. And we did to start the race, Dave.
Yeah, once we had that first caution, we've been going about 5 laps and having another one.
So... yeah, I think our first caution was around lap 24, and then here in the past 27 laps, we've had 4 more. That's not a good average.
It is not.
What? I believe we had a little issue with Randy Knadel coming on the pit road.
Oh, no. He is not there to be found. I can find him. There he is.
That's him. Yep. Locks up the brakes on pit entry, it appears. Nosed it into the wall. Leighton Norgard showing up on the scene like, what happened? So he didn't leave. He just disappeared from your viewfinder, at least. He's still out here, soldiering on. Tough
Cloaking
night
device
for
for
that
a moment.
33. As the field is doubled up for the restart. One thing we will have to see if tires are a factor here, and I'm not entirely sure they are. I don't know if we've turned enough green flag laps, but if they are, you're gonna see it from these first couple of rows on the restart by how wiggly they get if they spin the tires trying to get through the gears. Tyler Fode, David Westergreen will be the front row for this restart on lap 53 of 90. Pace vehicle makes its way to pit road. Away we go. Looks like everybody keeps it pretty straight up front. A little bit of a stack up further back, but Tyler Fode, oh, it turned into more than a little bit of a stack up.
Oh, well.
Oh, they're still wrecking. They are still, I think I just saw one flip.
Let's look around. I'm here in the 58 car.
I am confused.
Oh, 59.
That would be Caleb Kumer.
Now we'll see what happens.
Yeah, let's see. Indeed. We pull up the replay machine. So this starts... Okay, so the caution is going to be behind this.
Oh, there.
Oh, but he sees the caution and jumps on the brakes, and that's what causes this secondary issue. I'm guessing that we had another incident behind Michael Hossack, who just had nowhere to go but right to the back of the 59. Yeah. So let's see if we can deduce what happened to actually cause the caution now. Now we're looking at Carlos Acosta in the 02. Oh, they're fanning out. They're stacking up. Acosta goes around. That's the 92 truck going around. That is Gavin Hibbs. Dave Carpenter. Several trucks going through the grass. Joe Francis says, excuse me, pardon me, I'm going to go this way. So here's a Leighton Norgard, and there you see Josh Freed literally on his side. I believe that was Jesse Racimus he was gathered up with.
Almost got hit by the pace car.
So let's see what happened here. So there's the stack up. You can see where Hossack gets into, and then, oh, so that one, can't make out who that is that gets turned around, but this causes a huge stack up. You see Ethan Burrell getting some of it. You see Jake Scarborough, and then Jesse Racimus gets into Josh Freed and gives him a little tip over, but he settles back on his wheels.
Like that may have been Cody McCorkle.
So that is Cody McCorkle. Okay. So yeah, McCorkle, you can see, is right behind Hossack here, so he's got to get surprised just as much as Hossack did. So then McCorkle is on the brakes, which leaves Scarborough to run into him, and McCorkle gets turned around, and that's where we stack up and have this second incident.
Yeah, because I think maybe this Seth Rawls maybe in the. So is that Carlos into the 92 causing the initial caution?
Man. I believe the official call was racing incident. So the stack up starts just ahead of these guys. You can see the 70 off the throttle, and then everybody just kind of accordions from there. There's probably somewhere in all this, if you really took the time and slowed down everything, where somebody goes before the person in front of them goes, and that's usually how these deals start. It doesn't matter, like, it's all well and good when the green lights come on or when the green flag comes out, but you can't go faster than the person in front of you, right?
Right.
So that's usually how these things happen, is all these people are reacting to the people speeding up in front of them. However, somebody is leading them off the cliff way up ahead that they can't even see. Ugh. So now it sounds like the 59 is receiving an EOL for that checkup that started the secondary incident. Lights are out on the pace car. Tyler Fody, David Westergreen again will be the front row on this restart. Make their way to the restart zone. We'll see if we can get this one rolling once again. Outside line gets going quite a bit better on that restart than the bottom lane. Frank Fody, are we gonna have the Fody's 1-2 here?
Fody.
Frank Fody ripping along the outside. He's got to move into second ahead of David Westergreen. Westergreen getting the push from Chase Cabry as they go into turn 3. Cabry to the inside, Dewar on the outside. That's 4th place as these guys snake their way through the tri-oval. Apparently they're not too worried about those tires if they're still taking the apron through the tri-oval at this point. Meanwhile, our boy Frank Fody, he's got to go for the lead here. Frank Fody to the inside, Tyler Fody to the outside.
Out of my way, boy.
Father and son side by side here in Kansas. Couldn't quite get alongside him. Tyler Fody's got to stay out front. And now David Westergreen, he's saying, you know, that's nice, that's sentimental and all, but I would like to also be a part of this.
You know, this is called the Wayward Son.
Ugh. That'd be tough at the next holiday function if you end up wayward off the front bumper of your dad. Oh!
Contact back there with Gerald Campbell.
They're 3 wide right now through the tri-oval. Campbell, Cabry, and I believe that's Dewar on the outside. Yes, it is. Man, these guys really mixing it up. Campbell's going to get clear and slide up in front of Dusty. Dusty had thoughts of pulling to the inside, but Tate Lytle was there. But now Campbell's got to go to the bottom. I think Dusty's got to try and rip the top here and couldn't quite get the run. Gerald Campbell's looking to the inside of David Westergreen, so now that's a battle for third. And here comes Gerald Campbell. Campbell up to the third position. Campbell looking just a lane below Frank Fody.
Contact, Westergreen.
Westergreen gets a piece of the wall there. Still trucking. But it is going to cost him that spot. Tate Lytle moves up into the fourth position. Gerald Campbell up to second. He gets around Frank Fody. Here comes Tate Lytle. He's going to shoot to the bottom and look for the third position. Meanwhile, Gerald Campbell's got to try and take the lead. Couldn't quite get alongside Tyler Fody.
Tate Lytle's into third.
Jeff Green moves into the fourth position ahead of Frank Fody. Tyler Fody still holding on to that top spot. Gerald Campbell looking for a way around. 25 laps to go here. Now Campbell goes to the top, Tyler Fody to the bottom. Tate Lytle's got to try and work his way around Gerald Campbell for that second spot. Now Campbell, can he take the lead here? Oh boy, that was close, and that's going to open the door for Tate Lytle. That's exactly what he wants to see. I don't think he got enough of a run there, though. Gerald Campbell out front, Tyler Fody second. Tate Lytle's got a gun for that second spot. Back to the bottom he goes. Jeff Green behind him. Gerald Campbell's got to lead the way with 24 laps to go. Tyler Fody still fighting hard on the outside. Oh, Campbell washed up a little bit there.
Ooh.
Oh boy. Now Fody back to the inside. Tate Lytle's got to follow him. They're going to go 3 wide here. Oh, that's got to be tight. That's contact. Fody into the wall. Tate Lytle to the lead. And Jeff Green's got to get through. He's got to take the second spot. Gerald Campbell sails into third. Tyler Fody in fourth. Tate Lytle to the lead in the 56. He won here a couple of seasons ago, 2022 A season winner at Kansas. Looking for another one here tonight. And you can see Lytle and Green trying to stretch out that advantage now. As we get closer to 20 laps to go in this one. Further back. See some side-by-side racing here. Ethan Burrell looking to the inside. Now he's alongside Frank Fody. That's a battle
For seventh.
for seventh. Burrell's got to take the spot, and Brandon Key's got to follow him through to pick up the 8th position on Frank Fody. Just ahead of them, you see Raymond Hanneman. What a drive it's been for him to get back towards the front of this field after qualifying near the back, but Ethan Burrell's got to get around him and move into 6th. Behind that, you see that side-by-side, Frank Fode, Dustin Dewar, Jesse Racimus. Oh, they're 3 wide there. Thomas Coonan on the outside in that 07. This has got to get tight. Coonan's got to go around them all on the outside. Jesse Racimus hanging tough, though, in that 70 truck. Oh, man. So close as they make their way through the tri-oval. All that racing just outside the top 10.
Everybody's calmed down up front, so you're not missing anything.
Thomas Coonan currently in the 11th position at 07. Andrew Rucker into 64 and 12th. We go a little further back here. The 54 of Chris Melton. Saw him involved in one of those earlier incidents. He's worked his way trying to get back into the top 20 here. Further up front. This is Chase Cabry, Ethan Burrell, battle for 5th. Cabry on the outside, Burrell to the inside in that 37. Cabry running the high side, Burrell looking to get the run down the hill as they make their way out of turn 2. Can't quite get alongside Cabry, but he might be able to get a run into turn 3 here, side by side. They'll drag race out of turn 4. Still side by side as they make their way towards turns 1 and 2. Pretty good run there for Ethan Burrell, though. He's got to clear up in front of Chase Cabry, move into that 5th position. Further back. Jesse Racimus, Andrew Rucker side by side. They're trying to get around Dustin Dewar. That's not a huge gap. Contact!
Oh, Dusty to the wall.
And now he's got to get into Thomas Coonan. Coonan
We're still
through
green.
the breath. He's got to hang on to it. Oh, man.
Nice ride.
What a save by Thomas Coonan. But so much ground lost for him and Andrew Rucker there. They've fallen well back. Further forward. Kendall Noah Player now. He's worked his way into the top 10. Kendall Noah Player in the 94. Joe Francis in the 35. That's 10th and 11th. Just ahead of them, Jesse Racimus in the 70. Raymond Hanneman in the 85. That's 8th and 9th. 13 laps to go here at Kansas. Tate Lytle's lead, nearly a second at this point over Jeff Green. There you see the advantage he has. There'll be 12 laps to go this time for Tate Lytle. Behind that, there you see Tyler Fode, Chase Cabry. Battle for 5th as they head towards 1 and 2. Cabry's got to get out front.
Oh, something happened to Rucker here.
We have a caution. That changes everything. Andrew Rucker is involved. Well, so he drove it to the right rear of the 44. So here's what Andrew Rucker's going to say. Andrew Rucker's going to say, Michael Goodman, I was expecting him to move down towards the apron at some point. He's got to say why is he holding that line through the tri-oval? Even if he doesn't go all the way to the flat, he should be going towards the white line. Why are we driving in a straight line? That's what Andrew Rucker's going to say. And if I'm Michael Goodman, I'm going to say, I was running my line. What's your problem? So we'll see what race control says. So all that wondering about racing incidents to call. He took the middle ground.
He won't complain about that.
So everybody, it appears, unless I'm missing somebody, everybody has come
Randy
to pit
Knadel.
road here. Well, is he
came
on the
in
lead
at
lap?
He came in at lap 55 anyway. He is on the lead lap.
Okay.
Let's do a quick couple of ads and we'll come back.
Sounds good.
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Worldwide Technology Raceway on June 1st and 2nd, 2024. The time to get your tickets is now. For only $10 down, you can lock in your seats for an incredible weekend of family fun, featuring the Enjoy Illinois 300 and the Confluence Music Festival. Racing, music, camping, it all adds up to one amazing party. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
So all that talk about strategies, about tires, about fuel mileage,
Out the window.
toss it. Forget about it. Ethan Burrell, Jeff Green, gonna be your front row before this restart. Gerald Campbell, Tyler Fody, row 2, Brandon Key, and Jesse Racimus, row 3. It's gonna be 7 laps to go when we come back around for the restart. You see the field doubled up, you see the lights out on the pace vehicle. We're done with tire management, we're done with fuel mileage. Everybody just came down pit road, loaded up.
Just a sprint race.
It's time for the shootout now.
Gerald Campbell says he will do anything to win this.
Well, he's got to get some content for his podcast, so I understand that.
Yeah. He's going to show up in one of the clips one way or the other. He'll either be in a caution clip or a winning clip.
If you can't win, be spectacular. Somebody's going to win, though, and we're about to find out who. Through the restart zone, Ethan Burrell. Oh, look how
Gerald, what are you
sideways
doing?
They're way stacked up. Ethan Burrell's got to be clear by nearly half a second while they all stack up behind him here. Tyler Fody gets clear for second, and it is 3 wide for third right now. Tate Lytle, Gerald Campbell, Jesse Racimas. Campbell falls back. It's got to be light.
Oh, we're
there's
going to mess back there.
Yeah, oh, we got a wreck.
We're going around.
Players in it. Coonan's in it. I'm sure several others. They're still bouncing off each other.
All right, let's see what we get here.
Mitch Javier there. So let's see. So we've got several 3 wides going on here. Joe Francis gets into the wall. It stacks up that outside lane. You see the 07 around of Coonan. You see the 54 around of, is that? Chris Melton.
46 involved.
Kyle Hanshaw is in the 46. We'll get another look here. So there's Frank Fody involved, Carlos Acosta, Josh Freed, Mark Murphy, Sam Boutwell almost made it. Gets into Kendall Noah player. And then...
Oh, a little more contact for Frank Fody.
Yeah, gets together with Jake Scarborough and Mitch Javier there. That's an ugly sight to see in front of you. Racing exit 38 got loose, 35 hits, wall calamity follows. R.C. Enerson has chimed in the YouTube chat. He says, let's clean it up, boys. I don't disagree.
It's got a little time. We can pick some more
We'll
replays
get
here.
another look here. There's where Kendall Noah player gets sent up the hill. So one driver is saying we should look at the 13, which would be a lot easier to do if there was a 13 in the field.
Yeah, that's going to be difficult.
So I don't think we're going to be able to take a look at that.
Who else haven't we looked at? We haven't looked at it from Hanshaw's, have we?
I don't think so.
Why can I not find? I cannot. I don't know why. Sorry, my eyes are just like messing with me.
All right. Well,
There it
I
is.
guess we're gonna try this again. Oh, you found him?
Yeah, I found it. The guy scored all the way up in 12th because of the way iRacing did. I was looking for him at the bottom. Little spin through the grass.
It's a pretty tidy spin, all things considered.
Is this a
This
green,
appears
white
to be a
checker?
This appears to be a natural. This will not count as one of our green-white checkers. We're restarting on lap 89. That'll give us 89 and 90 to the finish if we don't have another caution. But hopefully, we'll settle it right here in regulation. Ethan Burrell, Tyler Fode, the front row for this restart. Pace car is off 2 laps, hopefully, to decide it here at Kansas. Green flag is out. Little bit of sideways further back, but Ethan Burrell's clear to the front. Tyler Fode in second. Tate Lytle third. Jesse Racimas trying to work around the outside in that 70 truck. Fode holding down that middle lane. Big block there on Tate Lytle. Tate's not having any of it. Tate to the inside, to the second position. Here they come to the white flag. Ethan Burrell leading Tate Lytle. They will go back to the line no matter what happens here. Lytle looking to the inside of Ethan Burrell. Burrell's able to hold the bottom as they make their way through 1 and 2. Can Lytle get a run? Burrell down to the bottom. Lytle's going to have to work around the outside. They're going to be side by side through 3 and 4. Off of turn 4. Who's it going to be at Kansas? The contact. Lytle. Burrell. Who got it?
Tate.
Tate Lytle with the win. Tate Lytle picking up the victory by, am I seeing this right? Are you seeing 1/1000th of a second?
Let's see here.
I am seeing 1/1000th of a second for the margin of victory. Yep. Oh my goodness.
That's all the decimals we got. We don't go anymore.
It literally does not get any closer than that, folks.
Jesse Racimas will be our leading point getter because Tate and Ethan are not racing for points.
The donuts begin for Tate Lytle on the front stretch. You see Lytle, Burrell, Jesse Racimas, Tyler Fode, Chase Cabry, your top 5. Jeff Green 6th, Brandon Key 7th, Brandon Hinton 8th, David Westergreen 9th, Dustin Dewar rounding out the top 10. As we look further through the field and await our podium finishers to join us here in the interview room. I don't know, Tate Lytle might just do a couple more burnouts until, I don't know, we might have
blow
to
the
just,
tires.
We might just have to tow the truck to the next race at Milwaukee. So it looks like we have Jesse available here.
He would be 3rd place, so we can take him.
That works. Jesse Racimas, 3rd place finish tonight. You might have had the best seat in the house there for that finish. What did you see? And of course, I know how it is in that position. You almost have to put yourself in position to play dodgeball if it goes wrong.
Yeah, when they got side by side, I was kind of hoping they got into each other a little bit, but I figured they wouldn't because they both raced really clean. And I mean, that was just some awesome racing. And yeah, just glad we came out with third.
Definitely a strong night for you. Saw you up front a lot tonight. Certainly, we had a lot of different strategies over the course of the evening before we had that late caution that kind of reset everything. What was kind of your mindset going through this one tonight?
First in, I kind of burned the right front a little bit too much, so I kind of fell back. But I tell you what, if you get stuck on the inside when just trying to get through the corners and actually make up positions is so rough. You kind of got to be on like that midline going through the corners if you're side by side. Otherwise, you're just losing so much ground. But once I got to the back, it was. I mean, I think I worked from 22nd up to like 10th or something. Took that last pit stop and just prayed that 2 tires and 3 gallons would be enough to keep it tight for the last 10 laps.
Before we let you go, Jesse, who do you have to thank for this podium finish tonight?
Just me and Jaden for the most part. Jaden Racimus, my son. Kind of working with him, trying to get him better to be a better contender, and he's doing a lot better than he did when he first came around. And just want to thank everyone here at Elite, everyone at Elite Racing Network, all the broadcasting. It's a ton of fun going back and watching all these after everything's said and done.
Absolutely. Congratulations, Jesse. We'll see you next week in Milwaukee.
All right, thanks, guys.
So there you have it. Jesse Racimus coming home with the 3rd place finish tonight. Next, we will talk to our 2nd place finisher by 1/1000th of a second. Ethan going down to the wire with a teammate there at the finish. I mean, I know obviously it'd be better to win, but outside of that, does it get better than what we saw there at the end of this race?
No, I mean we were having a blast in the call together. I knew I mean I wasn't very really around the front at all. I was kind of off sequence with a lot of the strategy, just trying stuff because we figured Tate was kind of on the front runner strategy, and I was just trying different stuff, but I knew the whole time I was gonna take 2 there and try to jump out front, and it worked. And I was just trying to pin Tate behind as many guys as I could on those last couple starts. And yeah, it was, he made quick work of Fody, and I knew it wasn't looking good. I knew I just had to take the bottom and protect against the slide job and hope for the best. But I thought I had him. My scoring for a few moments after the line said I had him, and then it flipped over to him. I was like, oh man, but we were having a good time. That was a lot of fun.
You mentioned the different strategies. Obviously, the caution there with inside of 10 to go kind of threw a monkey wrench into everything. But up until that point, we were seeing several different strategies playing out. How much did that play a factor leading into those closing laps?
It did for sure. There was actually a lot of strategy. I felt like I passed a lot of trucks just being off sequence all night. What was really nice is it was multi-groove. The bottom and the top both worked well. It kind of just was up to circumstance which line would work better. So that actually made Kansas a lot of fun because you don't always get that multi-groove race, and so I think that played a big factor too. But I mean, either way, I was just trying to snipe the win from Tate and those guys. Tate definitely earned it, and he deserved it. He was fast all race. But yeah, man, the strategy definitely played a factor in the end because otherwise I probably would have just been barely inside the top 10.
All right, before we let you go, Ethan, who do you have to thank for this runner-up finish?
Oh yeah, my wife Rachel. She's over here studying while I'm racing, dealing with me freaking out with my buddy Tate. You guys for putting on the show. John Cutlip at JD Designs, always painting nice hot rods for us. Stay Tuned Sports as well. Sorry I didn't have the right banner on for those guys. And yet everybody in the truck series, man, it's a fun, solid series. A lot of up and coming drivers, and there's lots of talent out there, and everyone did great tonight.
There you have it, Ethan Burrell, 2nd place finisher tonight. We'll see you next week in Milwaukee.
Sounds good, my friend.
There you have it, Ethan Burrell. That just leaves one more guy, right, Dave? All right, Tate Lytle, the winner tonight. I mean, first the obvious question, right? Walk us through that last 2-lap fight to the finish, and getting the win over your teammate by 1/1000th of a second.
Yeah, that's pretty ideal. I don't know. I knew I had obviously the fresher tires, but I wasn't sure if they were gonna. After the couple heat cycles, I wasn't sure if it was really gonna mean anything. And then obviously it did. I was able to kind of move Fody out of the way, and then yeah, I mean Ethan, I got a run on him down the back and got to his outside. He kind of got on my door off of 4 and kind of pulled me back a little bit, and I tried to turn left as far as I could, make it shorter, and it was just barely enough. But yeah, quite the race there.
It was, and talking to Ethan, of course, he had to kind of get off sequence a little bit, and had to work his way through the field after the banner issue. You saw a lot of different strategies tonight. What was that like during the middle part of the race, kind of before we had that caution late?
Well, I didn't think tires were gonna matter as much as they did, but those guys, when I went from I thought I was chalked when I was in 21st, and when those guys didn't pit and we did, and they only had 2% gone on their tires. I mean, it wasn't that much. We drove from 21st to first in 10 laps, and that was not even driving the wheels off the thing. That was just saving some tires on it. And so I'm glad I told Ethan there. I was like, put tires on it, dude. Put tires. He's like, I don't know. I'm like, no, you need to put tires on it. And I'm glad I did. Almost wasn't glad I did, but by about 2 inches. I'm glad I did.
For sure. So before we let you go, Tate, who do you have to thank on this win here tonight?
Got to thank Race EPI. Missed a test session for the race tonight. Days gone by, Brent Wentz had a pretty good run with Kaz Grala today in the Cup Series. So congrats to him on that. And thanks to him for putting his name on the hood for, I don't know, 4th year in a row or so. I don't know if he's still watching, but I know Dad watched the whole race. Poor little guys were having to suffer through it with him. So thanks, Dad, and the rest of the family to watching that. And thanks to, I think I have a couple work friends watching this too. Race fake race cars for well under minimum wage.
Well, we don't have to do the math on that, but you're probably right. Congratulations, Tate. Definitely love it. It's got to be a memorable finish for sure. And we'll see. Maybe you could do it again next week in Milwaukee.
Yeah, we'll see. Milwaukee's a good track for us. We'll see what next Sunday night looks like.
All right, there you have it. Tate Lytle, your winner tonight in the Wayward Sun 135. And that wraps up the interview portion of tonight's broadcast here. Dave, we were joking before the race. We were going to have a hard time topping the real life finish over in Atlanta. It wasn't 3 wide, but our finish was closer.
Yeah, I think we got it in the gap, so that's all we can do.
Definitely quite a show here tonight, as you heard me mention a couple of times there in the interviews. This time next week, the Stay Tuned Sports Truck Series heads to the Milwaukee Mile, one of the historic venues in all of racing. 200 laps on the docket for next Sunday's race. Going to be one of the longer races of the season. Will be interesting to see how that all plays out. Be sure to check in this time next week. Of course, racing all week long on the Elite Racing Network. You see those dates on the left-hand side of the screen. But for Dave Huckleberry, who's been doing such a fabulous job producing here tonight, I'm Zach Evans. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you in 1 week's time from Milwaukee.